Hello.
Warden, I'm outraged. A thief in the Shapered. What have we been reduced to?
Did you get a good look at the thief?
I did. He was bald, with the most garish brand across his head. Almost like he took pride in being castless. Imagine. He's probably in the slums somewhere. As if he'd find a buyer for a stolen tome in Dusttown. They couldn't know the value.
Okay. Now let's speak with the Shaper.
When I last walked this hall, Endrin was king and Orzammar was at peace. The memories often speak of the swiftness with which change overtakes us. But it is different to see it firsthand. I apologize, Warden. I should not burden a stranger with such thoughts. I am Zebor, the Shaper of Memories.
How do you know who I am?
The Grey Warden's visit has been recorded in the memories, along with all who accompany you.
Okay. Can you tell me about Orzammar?
Ask, and I shall do my best to answer.
Okay, what's it mean to be an ancestor and a paragon?
All dwarves who die return to the stone as ancestors, to guide their families forever. But only one every few generations rises to Paragon. A paragon is a dwarf whose accomplishments change Orzammar so much that the Assembly recognizes they've been born blessed. They are venerated as living ancestors and found a new noble house forever bearing their name.
Okay. And this Brock I heard about was one?
Branka is a paragon.
Branka.
Now and into death. She was born a smith, but her inventions caught the Assembly's eye. Before she had seen 20 years, she created a smokeless coal. It could burn in a cave without vents and no one would choke from it. It earned her paragon status.
That's actually pretty good, but what happened to her? I heard something happened to her from the person in the tavern.
She went into the deep roads 2 years ago seeking out secrets of the ancient smiths. She never returned.
Okay. How did the caste system come to be?
According to our legends, 7 brothers founded our empire. The youngest, Bloadlik, was the wisest and was chosen king. His children formed the noble caste. The eldest, Giachet, trained his sons to defend their king. They became the warrior caste. Shatgyar founded the artisans. Orzatyar forged our first swords. It was Orzammar who dug the mines that became our city's foundations. The twins Koapar and Noct both founded trading houses, but Noct was wounded in battle. On his recovery, he swore to serve his brother's sons.
What about the casteless?
The casteless descend from criminals and those repudiated by their own families, or who chose to go to the surface and live by human laws. They have no ancestors to guide them and no families to claim them. They should not have been born. Their parents defied their shame and brought cursed children into the world. It's better they die young.
It seems easy. It seems easy for you to dismiss them.
Their births are not recorded in the memories. In Orzammar, they do not exist. Is there something more pleasant you wish to discuss?
Tell me some more of the history.
We were a great empire once, outnumbering even humans and elves. We traded with your Tevinter Imperium, and our land stretched as far in the deep roads as theirs did above. Kal Sharok was capital then, but we lost too many battles. We lost our golems, and we lost our territory. Now the Empire is simply ruined tunnels filled with darkspawn.
What are the deep roads?
They were once our highways beneath the mountains. Now the darkspawn claim them and few venture there, except your order, who enter the deep roads when they retire, so they can die slaughtering as many darkspawn as possible.
How'd you lose the golems?
The Paragon Caradon, a smith of unsurpassed genius, invented the golems. For years they were our weapon against the darkspawn. One golem is worth 12 dwarves in battle, but Caradon's tag is far into the deep roads. When it fell, we lost his secret to creating golems. There are books about it along these walls if you would read more.
What is a thag?
They are to us what a colony is to surfacers.
Okay, so... well, that makes sense. What is Kal Sharok?
At the other side of the old empire. During the last blight, the kings of Orzammar knew they couldn't hold everything. They sealed the deep roads, abandoning everyone still trapped in far-flung settlements. It was the only way to survive. Kal Sharok is the only other city to outlast the blight. We only rediscovered them recently, and they still haven't forgiven us.
Okay. Let's talk about something
I will
else.
settle your mind if I can, Warden.
Let's go back to my first
Please,
question.
speak your mind.
I would like permit. I need some permit. Someone wants to open a chantry.
That is an odd request, especially for one so new to our city.
Honestly, I'm here on behalf of Brother Burkell, a cleric of Redcliffe.
I thought so. This is not the first time he's made this plea. My answer to Brother Burkell hasn't changed. So I ask you the same. On what basis would you have me insult the ancestors and overturn 2,000 years of tradition?
I could either be cunning, persuade him, or intimidate. I'll be cunning. The charities could greatly aid Orzammar.
What sort of charities do you mean?
The chantry cares for widows and orphans.
Traditionally, that is their extended family's responsibility, but sometimes people fall through the cracks. Very well, he may hold a prayer meeting as he requested, if not build a new temple to his god. At least the words would come from one of our own. Now, is there anything more?
That's all.
I will record this conversation in the memories. I hope I do not come to regret it.
I don't think it's a bad thing. At least that's what I believe. Okay, hello. Orta?
Oh, pardon me. Were you looking for a particular volume? Not that I could really help. I don't know the libraries very well. I'm just doing some research.
What kind of research?
I was looking for something about the Orton Tig. It was lost during the last Blight, and there aren't many records left. They were a noble house once, descended from the Paragon Orton, who composed the grand epic of the Seven Brothers and the Ortonic Symphony. My mother's family believes they were descended from Kalana Orton, who was training in Orzammar when the Tig fell. I'm even named for the house, Orta. Unfortunately, any records would be buried in the Tig's ruins, somewhere in the deep roads.
I'm a Grey Warden. I'm not afraid of it.
A Grey Warden? Mother always said that if anyone could find the Tig, it was the Wardens. I hear Prince Balin and Lord Harrimont have both been sending out small teams these days. Yes, if you can find the Tig in any records, that could do it. That could prove I'm a noble. If you could. Maybe now that you're looking. It's almost too much to hope.
Why not? Got nothing to lose. Lose by helping a young girl.
And I'm off.
I think you're young. It's hard. I'm not good with telling information about dwarves, I won't lie.
Huh.
A lot of books. Yeah, I think this is basically an archives plus a library mixed together is what I'm getting from this place. The Legion of the Dead. I actually know what that is. The Legion of the Dead are basically people who are sent to fight the Darkspawn until they die. Search for the true prophet. Gloves of diligence. Nah. Okay, good. At least we took care of that. We have a few things we'll have to meet up with some people and tell them we've done it, but in the meantime, we're done with this first part. Let's see, where should we head next? Let's check my map. Let's head to the assembly chamber next. I had to go there anyway. And they can't exactly deny me entry. Let's see if I can go in.
The assembly is in session. Enter quietly if you wish to observe.
Why not?
Your mind has gone to dust if you think we would pass such a writ. Half our houses would go broke without the service trade.
The proposal is only effective until we have a king to ensure we are respected by the surfacers.
Leaving you conveniently positioned to take over all contracts. I'll see your head on a pike first.
Deshers, lords and ladies of the assembly. I've already doubled the guard to prevent violence. Must I summon more?
Steward Bandalore, Balin's sympathizers are tying our hands with trivialities, they may as well open us to the sky.
I suggest we put the matter to a vote.
And I suggest you have a taste of my family's mace.
Enough! The Assembly is in recess until the members can regain control of their emotions.
Okay. Hello, Assembly Steward.
Stone-forsaken fools and dusters. I'm sorry. This is the Assembly of the Clans. Only Dashers and occasional guests of state are allowed in.
You don't recognize me? You don't recognize a Grey Warden?
Forgive me. I am so exhausted. I completely forgot about the message from the Gate Guard. Welcome to Orzammar, Warden. I hope you can forgive our unrest. The loss of our king has hit us hard.
That's
Respect
reasonable.
for your role is great, but you won't receive a proper hearing until we have a king on the throne.
A blade is coming.
Troubling, but it will still seem distant compared to the empty throne. The Assembly is blind to all else.
Okay, so the city doesn't care the world is gonna end.
This is their world, and it ended when Endron died.
Who has the authority to help me?
Dulan for Endron, Harriman's man, can be found at the Harriman estate. Vartag Gavorn, Prince Balin's second, is often here in the Assembly. I only wish there was more I could do for you.
Okay, so what you're saying is I have to get a new king going no matter what.
Warden, I'm afraid the Assembly is still locked in debate.
How's the election looking?
At this point, they're stone for stone. I wouldn't put any coin on the outcome. It's still up in the air, though. One big surprise, and it could go either way.
Okay, I want to ask more questions.
Warden, I'm afraid the Assembly is still locked.
Who's on the Assembly?
What? Only members of the noblest houses are eligible. Those who claim a Desha, General, or Paragon among their ancestors. As steward, I am a non-voting member. I'm not permitted to voice opinions about the vote, although I am forming some about our members.
Okay. Is there any way I can break this stalemate?
Not until something forced.
Oops. Wrong.
Warden, I'm afraid the Assembly...
Is there any way I can break the
I
stalemate?
must admit, Warden, I am at a loss myself. It lies with Prince Balin or Lord Harriman, and they are slow to trust anyone in these uncertain times. Dulan for Endron, Harriman...
Okay. Well, I'm going to speak with you.
Warden, welcome. It is always a blessing for Orzammar to host your order. I am Vartag Gavorn, top advisor to our good Prince Balin. What news do you bring?
You know who I am?
It would be hard not to notice the Grey Warden and his eclectic entourage. I hear you seek the aid of Orzammar's finest.
This treaty obliges Orzammar to send troops to the surface.
Ah, ancient documents indeed. These were signed in the reign of Eithnar Bimo, Paragon and King. That was 16 generations ago. Now the difficulty is that the treaty only compels our king, and we are sadly lacking one of those right now.
Can I talk to Balin?
You must understand, Harriman hides behind his good reputation while sending spies and assassins. Balin can't know who to trust. It's been like a knife in the heart for Balin to see so many of his father's men stand with the usurper.
I thought the king supported Harrimount.
That hurts worst of all. That Harriman would take advantage of the dying king's delirium to plant such poisonous suspicions against his own son. After that, you understand why Balin cannot trust the word of a stranger, however reputable that stranger might be.
I promise I'm no spy.
Would you be willing to prove that? Harriman has engaged in a campaign of bribery and coercion to ensure that every house serves him. But if a neutral party, a stranger, were to approach certain key members, perhaps with irrefutable evidence of Harriman's deception...
Irrefutable evidence? Which I suppose you have?
I'm certain my Lord Prince would show his gratitude.
What kind of evidence?
Harriman promised the same portion of his estate to two different Deshers, Lady Dace and Lord Helmy. Harriman can't possibly grant it to both of them, But they won't find out until after the vote is cast. I have copies of the promissory notes Harrimont gave each of them. Once they see those, they should both reconsider their votes.
Where'd you get the notes?
That's not important. If they ask, say you found them while searching the Shaper's libraries for your treaty.
Is there someone you could report him to?
Normally, the Shapers would handle this sort of accusation. They are the scholars who manage our laws, histories, and genealogies. They are the final arbiters of all disputes in Orzammar. Unfortunately, the Shaper of Memories is the most important among them, and his grandfather was Lord Harrimont's aunt's first cousin. Obviously, we cannot expect him to offer an unbiased opinion.
He'd hold a distant relative over his duty?
I guess I can't expect you surfacers to understand the importance of family in Orzammar. The Shaper is biased, and if you want Prince Balin's help, you'll have to show where your loyalties lie.
I'll find him.
Lady Dace doesn't leave the quarter much, but Lord Helmy's adventurous, likes to spend his time at tapsters in the Commons. Remember, don't tell them you got these papers from me. You learned of them and drew your own conclusions.
Okay. Well, I got nothing to lose at this point, and I had to head back that way anyway. Doolin?
I heard there was a Grey Warden here. I am Doolin Forrender, second to Lord Harrimont, King Endrin's own choice as successor. Word is spreading that the surface may suffer a blight. It is shameful we are not in a better position to help.
I have a treaty obliging you to help me.
That may be, and that is a terrible risk for the surface. He cannot afford to trust anyone of unproven loyalties.
And what do you want me to do? Denounce Balin publicly? Honestly, stop playing games. The treaty compels help.
You're asking the King of Orzammar to send armies to the surface, but Orzammar has no king and we have no army. Right now, the men who should be fighting Darkspawn are brawling in the street. If this situation is not... If you want Lord Harrimont's time now, you'll have to prove you have no intention of turning against him later.
What do you want me to do? Denounce him publicly?
If you wish to show you have no loyalty to Balin, then work against him in Harrimont's name. Balin is hosting a proving today, supposedly to honor his father's memory. The Deshers take it very seriously, and unfortunately, Balin found some way to blackmail or intimidate House Harrimont's best fighters into stepping down.
Why would they care?
The proving is a contest of the best. If you were to enter the proving as Lord Harrimont's champion, it would prove your loyalty beyond a doubt. Balin would never work with anyone who humiliated him in that way. Harrimont would have no fear of meeting with you then.
I won't let you send me on this runaround.
Then I'm afraid your only choice is to wait until there's... Change your mind?
Yeah. I'm not even wasting my time with you. I already got someone else. I decided Balin. I won't lie, flip a coin.
The dwarves have a king? I thought they voted on everything, or something like that.
I agree. I don't fully understand it.
News of the hour. Lord Harrimont entrenched in the past. How long can he ignore that Orzammar must...
Okay. According to where I was marked where she lived, there she is. Lady Dace.
What do you want? Ah, I suppose you're the Grey Warden everyone's talking about.
Are you Lady Dace?
I am. And what business would you have with me?
You might want to look at these papers.
Well, this isn't exactly a surface broadsheet. Where did you get these? Never mind. It is true enough, but there's nothing I can do about it. This deal was made on behalf of our entire house. Only my father can revoke it.
Well, will you tell him?
I cannot. Not for weeks. He is leading a deep roads expedition, trying to secure an ancient thaig. It's unlikely he'll be back before the election, but perhaps this vote is important enough for you to brave the tunnels to tell him? The Dace family would be in your debt.
How'd you know where to find him?
He was searching an old Idukan site. He left me with this map, in case his expedition never returned. I'll give you a pass as well. Usually, no one is allowed past the front lines. Does that mean you'll go?
Sure.
So Balin's victory means enough for you to risk your life. How interesting.
Nah, I'll probably have to go there anyway for some other reason.
Lord Harrowmont is the voice of tradition and stability.
Okay.
2 years tomorrow. By all the holy sodding ancestors, how can you people just ignore that?
Bronca didn't go alone, Ogren. She took the whole house, everybody but you. So just get over to Tapster's and drown yourself already. You know as well as I do that's how this always ends.
You think I'm afraid of some cub warrior who's barely off the teat? Ha! I'll...
You lift a weapon, or attack a single citizen in Orzammar, and you're stripped of your caste and exiled. Even you can't have forgotten that. Get out of here before I call a guardsman.
I feel bad for him. That might have been his lover, or since they're talking about Baraka. As far as I know, she's a female dwarf. Just by the sound of her name. Oh well. It's not like I'm going to the deep roads yet anyway. But before that, let's talk to the Nug specialist.
You're the best wrangler I've ever seen.
Hold on.
You're the... a trust Vala.
Good. I wonder how many Nugs there are. Oh, let's go over here.
So, I've been hearing rumors that a certain wine merchant is falling behind on his payments.
I can't imagine what you mean. I pay my expenses.
What about the expenses your good friend Jarvia incurs when providing your protection? It's not easy ensuring nothing bad happens, that no one decides to just burn everything in your store.
My store! Please, I don't have much. Business isn't good. People are scared. Tell Jarvia I'll get her money.
Jarvia's not happy with your promises, old man. Now let's go inside and see what you've been holding back.
I'm going in here. I don't like thugs.
This is all I have right now. I could get more if I sell something.
Well, well. Looks like we have a visitor. Friend of yours?
Is there a problem here, friend? Are these men threatening you?
Please, don't get involved with this. You don't know what they're like.
Then allow me to make some introductions. These are dangerous times in Orzammar, stranger. Lucky us, the merciful Jarvia is offering protection from the chaos. You're wearing some fancy stuff there. Might make you a target. So if you want the Carta's guarantee of safety, it's yours for the reasonable price of 10 gold sovereigns. Or I can't say what might happen.
Take a good look. Do you really want to start this?
Whoa, whoa. All right, you win. I'm not gonna die for 10 lousy sovereigns.
Okay, let's speak with this man.
Ancestors, bless you for saving my poor store. I don't know how to express my gratitude.
Really? What do you know about this Jarva? Or Jarvia?
I've never met her, of course. They say she never leaves Dusttown. That's the older area of the city where the casteless congregate. She's the one directing this depravity. Since good King Endrin died, they're getting bolder. They used to be a problem only in Dusttown, but now they're in the commons, shaking honest men down for coin.
What do you know about her Carta?
A band of casteless thugs. They're to blame for all the crime in Orzammar these days. They're criminals, and the children of criminals. The ancestors themselves declared them irredeemable.
Their children as well? You go that far?
Their births are abominations. They were born from no Kalna, with no acknowledgement by the Shapers. They are destined to be criminals. Now, if you'll excuse me, I'm grateful for your help.
Okay, let's see what you have to sell then.
Did you have something more pleasant? I'm showing you the...
Okay, let's see what you have for sale. Ooh, I need these injury kits big time. Let's see. Remarkable emerald. It's a gift, don't need it. Buy a little lyrium dust, I'm running low on it. I think I need this distillation stuff. And a few lesser lyrium potions, definitely. And that's all for now. I've just made you a little bit of a profit. You're welcome. Okay. I'm not gonna go there and fight for Paramount. I really just don't like him. Okay, I have two things to do in the deep roads. Next up, first person I gotta speak with is you, Brother Borkel.
Andraste teaches that patience is the child of wisdom, but I'm eager to hear if you've seen the Shaper.
He agreed to let you hold prayer meetings.
Oh, praise the Maker! You truly walk in the light, friend. I already found a convert among the merchants who offered his shop as a temporary chantry. It's just by the tapsters. Please, come to our first service.
Yeah, that's actually a pretty clever idea. Put a church right next to a place you can get drunk. That's actually a really good idea. And I made a wrong turn. I meant to go in here for... Oh no, that's not it. That's where Tapsters is. I'm stupid. Okay, let's find our friend again. Hello, Hemel.
I wasn't expecting you back. I guess you realize this is about the only fun in Orzammar?
Let's see. I have news. Hairmount's double dealing you.
Oh, well, I'd ask for proof, or why you care, but frankly, I'm so tired of it I'm not even surprised anymore. I don't even want the land, but my house would kill me if I turned it down. Responsibilities, you know. Now I'll have to go through the whole process of rejecting the deal. And we'll both have to try something else. And I thought it was going to be a nice day.
Why vote for Hairmount if you didn't want the land?
I actually thought he was the better candidate. You must think I'm pretty soddy naive, huh? They're all the same, well-dressed, blood-sucking cave ticks. I'll have to inform Mother that Lord Harrowmont hasn't bought our vote after all.
That's good. That's one down. Next, I'm gonna head into the Dust District. Get and deliver a message to that woman. Waiting. Shady Corbett.
What do you want, Warden? You're out of your element down here.
I'm looking for a thief who's decided to steal from someone.
Is that so? What makes you think anyone here would turn me, I mean, this person in? You've walked into a sodding fight, Warden, and I've already passed your stupid tome along. Too bad for you.
You're really calling a 4-on-1 fight, dude. Not a smart man. Okay. Next up, let's speak with you.
You're back. I thought you weren't coming. What did he say?
Your father wants you to come home.
Both of us? I don't believe he said that. I've never heard him refer to my son as anything but trash. He calls him it. But maybe Mother convinced him. Or you did. Oh, my friend. I cannot thank you enough. If this were a story, my son would grow to manhood and pledge himself as a knight in your service. When he grows up, I will send him to you. I promise.
I just noticed you have really fat lips, lady. What? She does.